No worries.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to Your Disabled Joy. My name is Nico Meyering, and I use he, him pronouns. I am a white man with parted blonde hair, large blue and brown spectacles, and a white, orange, and blue checkered dress shirt. I'm seated in front of a purple wall, forgive me, and some bookcases. And like about 25% of the US population, I'm disabled. Non-disabled people might see our lives and experiences as tragic, pitiful, even sad. But I've been disabled a pretty long time now, and I think there's also room for disabled joy. Our disabled community has as many opinions as it has members, which is why I've asked my friend Christina here with me today to talk about disabled joy. Hi, Christina, how are you doing?
I am doing splendidly. How about you?
I am well, thank you. I understand we're both Philadelphia people.
Yes, we are. Although I'm in Delaware at this point in time, I'm from the greater Philadelphia area, born and raised, going back and forth between Delco, West Philly, and the main line.
Okay, fantastic. I got here 4 years ago. All right. Christina, can you share a joyful memory with me? It could have to do with your disability, or it could be totally separate. Either is valid.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share a joyful moment in which I was the hero of a love story. So often, when people talk about interabled relationships, the idea is that the non-disabled person is the hero for wanting to take on the burden of being with us. Well, I can tell you right here, right now, that was not the case in this instance. I was the hero because I found a way to reunite myself and my binational partner in the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this was considered controversial when it happened. A lot of people had split opinions on it, and I found myself in this weird intersection between the needs of the disability community and the needs of my relationship. I was a high-risk individual. I have asthma. I deal with intermittent anaphylactic episodes. The prednisone is up to your eyeballs when that happens. And when I did get COVID, I ended up in physical therapy because it ruined my balance. I have a lot of problems with my ears. And as I recall as well, the community did not want anyone traveling looking down upon it, but I also couldn't ignore how much separation in my relationship was literally destroying me. I was flaring constantly, and I couldn't do any of these appointments over the phone. I had to get blood draws. I had to get highly intimate examinations. My skin from hidradenitis was an absolute mess. Even the migraines warranted physical examinations. It got to the point where I found myself thinking, well, you know what? I'm spending a lot more time with strangers poking at me than I would if I were in an airplane for a very brief encapsulation of time. Furthermore, I know where my boyfriend has been. He sends me pictures every day. I don't know where these doctors have been. I don't know who they've been seeing before. For all I know, there was an anti-masker in the office before me. So by that point, my disabled joy came in the fact that I was able to get an exemption to reunite with my partner. There was a group of people called Love is Not Tourism granting exemptions for binational relationships. My boyfriend didn't know about this. I figured it out by Googling my feelings in the middle of the night. I was so desperate for answers. I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff into Google, hit the Google button, found Love is Not Tourism. From there, got the paperwork together to show that my relationship was valid. I based it off of the American marriage visa protocol. Next thing I know, we're reunited. We've seen each other for the first time in a year and a half.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad you were able to do that. You identified what you needed to do. You went through the steps to do it, fairly, well, legally, yes. And you got it done. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I have seen that in my past relationships as well, where I'm dating a woman who is non-disabled, and it's largely seen that she is like my caretaker, or I am some pity project, and that's not really true.
No,
Yeah. Now, of course, I'm married and I married a disabled woman. So I guess we're both saving each other, or we're both saving ourselves.
I would say saving ourselves, because if we can't save ourselves, how can we save anybody else?
Wise words indeed. Saving ourselves
Mm,
together. Chris-
exactly.
Christina, how have your disabilities or your disabled journey kind of intersected and affected how you pursue joy or how you seek out happiness?
I think that having certain disabilities allows me to better appreciate moments that I would otherwise take for granted. For instance, there's a scene in Avatar, which I know a lot of people would consider ableist, Avatar being the James Cameron movie. You
Yeah.
know the scene where the Avatar is able to run for the first time in a while? That's what it felt like when I was eating in Sicily, because there's almost no pineapple on the island and I'm deathly allergic to it. I was always having to ask. Some of the wait staff were like, "This is Sicily. We don't have pineapple." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna die if I have it. So I
Right.
gotta ask." But then once I realized there was no pineapple in sight, eating in Sicily was like flying. And that wasn't the only thing that felt like flying in Sicily, too. The cost of my meds there was so much cheaper. I could pay for an antifungal, an anti epileptic, and there was a third medication, my allergy medication, all for less than $40.
That's impressive.
It was beautiful. I cried when I got my medications at that price. And in that moment, I could feel my mind expand. I became more acutely aware of who I could be, not just as a disabled individual, but as a full compendium. I would not have been able to appreciate these moments and experience the beauty of what accessibility feels like, true accessibility, if I were not disabled. It would be just another moment of, oh, whatever. And it would be another instance of like a humdrum moment. Maybe I'm just thinking about everything that's wrong with the world. It's a moment where you can see what it looks like when things are done right and how every disabled person should feel worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that you said that really resonates with me is true accessibility as a source of beauty, as a beautiful thing. And that is very accurate. Um, the more that I see accessibility becoming, I guess, mainstream, for lack of a better term, I think,
Mm.
yeah, that makes environments better for everyone, and it leads to better outcomes across the board, not just for those of us with official diagnoses.
Exactly. I mean, when people see a ramp, it's not limited to one particular demographic. You can use a ramp for so many different things.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Amazon worker can use it. Somebody looking to travel with a big suitcase can use it. A parent with young children using a stroller can use it.
Christina, thank you. I really love how emphatic you are in your answers. I love this like body language you have going on. It really helps me out.
Absolutely. I mean, this is who I am in
Mhm.
everyday life.
Okay.
Disability or no disability, this is me. Everybody sees me talking with my hands or driving like I got a good point to
All right.
make.
Fantastic. Christina, what one thing do you want the rest of the world, the general public, shall we say, to know about disabled life and about disabled quality of life?
When it comes to disabled quality of life, a lot of it comes back to people, the way people run things, the way people interact with both you and your disabilities.
Sure.
People will claim things like, oh, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the bad attitude of non disabled people, because those bad attitudes translate into hyperinflated prices for healthcare or inaccessible buildings or excuse upon excuse for why we can't have accessibility for all. Sometimes even translating into horrific statements or opportunities taken away. And that kind of thing, after a while, will have impact on the psyche, which in turn makes flares worse.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of what goes on in terms of accessibility. It's not about whether or not your body is disabled. It's how much you and the world can come together to build accessibility.
Okay. I hear you getting at like some critique of the social model of disability. Fantastic. I appreciate that.
Of course. And I think in terms of what people should know about disabled life in general, we're not miserable people. It's possible to live in a disabled life and see beautiful things, feel beautiful things, to find sources of joy and happiness and love that maybe you might not have looked at otherwise. I know that if I had never been disabled, I never would have written disability stories that took me to Sicily for an international conference that allowed me to meet my boyfriend in the first place.
It's incredible. I would love to hear more about that writing story.
Absolutely. I admit this is a project I've been working on for years, trying to get the structure right, trying to get the cultural depictions right. It's a love story between a disabled Sicilian man and a disabled American woman. The American woman lives with Meniere's disease and hearing loss. Her family does not believe that she's sick. Post grad, she has no job prospects because she's too sick to work. And the only people who believe her are her friends. One of her friends happens to have a big brother coming in from Sicily looking to start his life over after tremors from Wilson's disease accidentally caused him to start a kitchen fire and ruin his reputation in food work in Italy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They meet at a party. He adores her right away, struck right away. She's so skeptical about anyone that she's like, you're cute, but I don't know whether to trust you. He doesn't know what's going on until she has a vertigo spell in front of him and gets royally sick. He then learns from his younger brother what's going on with her family. So he sneaks her off to the doctor and takes her for cheering up after it's done. And through all the cheering up, they both learn how to retrust other people, rebuild trust in themselves, and see that there can be a lot of joy in disabled life.
I love it. I love all examples, real life and fictional, of people carrying disability in one hand and joy in the other. Thank you.
Of course.
My last planned question, Christina, is one that I ask all my interviewees, regardless of project. So it's a real softball.
Sure.
Is there a recent win that you're celebrating that you'd like to mention so that we can celebrate it along with you? Or if not, what cool things you're involved in? What projects are in your pipeline? If you're up to connecting, where can people find you online? This is your chance to be your own cheerleader, to promote yourself. So please, brag away.
Absolutely. Well, I contributed a section to a book that's going to come out in winter 2023. We're putting the final touches on it right now. I and 4 other collaborators are writing about our experiences traveling together in Cameroon. Keep in mind that while I say collaborators, these are also people in my chosen family, my insides. All our stories intersect with each other. None of us can function in this project without each other. We stand our strongest together. My section talks a lot about disability because, of course, not only am I a disabled individual, but I want to show that disabled individuals can go through so many different places and have so many different experiences and still find, again, beauty and joy no matter what goes on with their body. I have a lot of writing projects in general. I've been writing since I was 13. Publishing since I was 18. I decided I was going to be a writer at age 13. I've been published in the mighty Yahoo News, hearinglikeme.com, and Nothing Ever Happens in Fox Hollow.
That's an impressive resume. Christina, thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Absolutely. Anytime somebody wants to have me on a disability project, I am more than happy to join in. And for anybody who wants to stay in touch, my Instagram handle is the Runcible Spoonie. Like the Runcible Spoon from The Owl and the Pussycat, but the Runcible Spoonie as in spoon theory.
Fantastic. I love that connection. Thank you so much, Christina. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Same with you. I want to see more of what you do too.
Of course. Audience, tune in next time. And remember, I'm rooting for you.